is Winston. Winston is actually Winston is actually a sorry, Winston. My screen just went off. Winston is actually a coach in AI, and he can tell you more about himself. Sorry, Winston, because my screen just went off due to the constant beaming of the voiceover. I know that Winston is not well, but give him a hand, please, because he's not well and yet he still comes to speak. Welcome, Winston.
Hello, everyone. Can I confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, Winston, I can hear you.
Thank you. Lily, thank you very much. Before I start, I want to really thank the forum. I want to highlight something that Guan said just now, which maybe someone wants to switch off the teleprompter. Lily, is that all right, Lily?
Sorry, I mute myself already.
Whoops.
I mute myself already. Can you? Sorry, what do you say?
Yeah. So help me. That's not Lily's teleprompter. Yeah, it's actually interference. Am I right?
Yeah, I have muted all the participants, so you can go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Winston here. I just want to say something that Guan Yin actually hit the note really hard for me was that 2 molecules of hydrogen plus 1 molecule of oxygen comes out something totally different that is not related to hydrogen or oxygen, which we all know is water. But these 3 molecules still need to collide. So for me and my team, we're all made out of Asians, the 7 of us, and it's actually pretty difficult to get everyone to share the ideas from the heart, because everyone is still slightly fearful of their face. Granted that this team is new, I've been trying to get them to collide pretty hard. But yeah, it gives me an idea to have probably a 1 team activity a month to actually get them to get used to such an activity during Monday morning meeting. So Guan Hing, thanks for that. Second one would be Lily. I like your topic on clarity. For me, especially when I have to deal with several portfolios currently, my mind goes on various tangents, literally every hour. So just to keep focus is actually very difficult. The reminder on clarity is exceptionally important as a team lead, or we don't actually meet our objectives at the end of the week or at the end of the project. So thank you to the both of you. On my part, and for the past 2 years, we've just been doing a simple project whereby we upskill young executives and undergrads, both in Greater China and Singapore, on the usage of generative AI tools. So this is our most popular course, and I'll just take about 5 to 6 minutes to share with you. So one day, Amy Chen was found actually dead. A bit of background for myself. From the corporate space, Adobe, Intel, Prudential was in learning and development. And at the same time, on the side, I was designing curriculum for AI for kids, how they can learn quickly, happily. At the current moment, we are the largest provider of STEM AI workshops for tours from Greater China. Thank you to China, of course. And one of the most popular programs would be the ChatGPT Crime Scene Investigation. We generally have 2 outcomes for our learners. First, this was 2 years ago, yeah, when ChatGPT probably just came out about 6 months ago. So we wanted them to use all these tools, especially image to text and language translation, without being taught. And then, more important, we need them to think how to use the machine to recognize patterns, how to analyze context that are relevant to the problems that we are facing at the moment. So we're just going to run through with you the specs of the workshop. First, they get to know about Amy Chen. It's actually a physical book of 48 pages. They are policemen, policewomen, and they have to analyze this case. So Amy Chen is a media influencer, very famous, and she actually died. We provided every learner with 5 suspect photos, and one of the first exercises where they have to create text to image, which we're very familiar with. But at that point in time, it was quite a rarity. So we give them this information. They're supposed to choose what information they want, see which is the most efficient, put it into the machine, and come up with a mugshot for 5 of the suspects. And at this point in time, the engagement is possibly a 10 upon 10, because everyone wants to compare whether their mugshots look like other teams' mugshots. Next exercise, of course, if someone died, would there be footprints? So we give them an autopsy report. They, once again, have to analyze something pretty scientific, and whether the height and weight of the person would give them a bit more clues based on the mugshots that they have, on whether they can find who the murderer is. Of course, Amy Chen died because she ingested substance X. The learners in the teams were supposed to find out in 45 minutes what substance X is, based on 12 lab cards that we give them. So once again, these are pretty scientific lingo. So to really understand them, they really need to throw it into the machine, make it really simple for them, join the dots together, and try to figure out what's substance X. We love this as well, image to text. We give them more police files. Police went to raid the suspect's house and found more evidences. And this is text message between Liam. Liam is one of the suspects, and Amy Chen. So what's this all about? He texted her on the same day she died. And they'll be wondering, if I can put this text into ChatGPT, I can analyze this. But they can't, because we give them an image. So now, as we know, if we throw an image into the machine, it can do a lot more than just tell us what it is. And at the point in time, the translation was quite exciting, because first time it was much better than what Google actually provided. We wanted to throw this in for a plot twist. We all know that in current days, there's unlikely going to be Morse code like the Hong Kong Kuatai and things like that. So we knew that if we threw in something like this, learners would pay more attention to the details and wonder whether this would be the thing that breaks the code. So this is actually the answer. So for a machine to be able to analyze Morse code is, of course, it's obvious, right, as of now. But at a point in time, it's just a motivational statement. Think, look closely, trust your instinct, the answer lies not in the code. For us around it, yeah. So this threw all the participants off, because they were trying to figure out and join the dots around this Morse code instead of their mugshots and instead of the rest. This is the Korean suspect preparing to be married. So what's this about? This happened on the 15th of March, about a month before she was actually murdered. But it has very important clues about their relationship. But how do we figure this out? So once again, it's Korean into English or Mandarin or traditional Chinese, where they have to analyze this. Another suspect, Liam, our suspect number 3, is actually a colleague of Amy Chen in the past when she was a flight stewardess. But it's all in Korean. But what kind of clues was there? Was he unhappy with her? Henry Wu is a mainland Chinese. Sorry to the mainland Chinese. So there's a lot of money laundering going around, as usually at a point. So did Amy owe him money? Did Amy lend him money? And as a result, he didn't want to pay back for all his losses. And how this links to his other clues. Following that, Kenji-san. Kenji-san is a suspect number 2. She was an employee in Kenji-san's company 2 years before. Kenji-san is also an old man, very old man. And Kenji-san, was he a love interest? Or was she actually a spy in Kenji-san's company. In emails that were confidential, it reviews a little bit more. Lastly, we have our dear Ethan Chow. Ethan Chow is a Hong Konger and her #1 fan. He would meet her at the airport. He would go, and meet her at her office, even though she is not in Hong Kong. So basically, with these reports, learners will realize that he's actually a bit of a stalker. Yeah, so this is his diary that he wrote on his blog. Yeah, so learners in teams have to find clues and share their analysis who they think is actually the murderer. So it concludes an accelerated experience for about 2.5 to 3 hours. A simple workshop where learners really get hands-on on trying to force the machine to actually analyze who the murderer is. People who are a little bit more lazy and type a sentence of just 3 to 5 words, they will find that the output is marginally different from the rest of the other teams. We have got Smart Alec, who take the entire PDF and throw it to the machine as well, and they realize that the answers are vastly different from the rest. We have people who already had ChatGPT or a more recent times your DeepSeek in there and your Wanqi in their mobile phones as well, and they just take pictures of 48 pages, throw it into the machine and get them to analyze, which is a lazy but sometimes effective method, but they still don't get the answer. So this is I'm very pleased for the 7 teachers that work on this. It actually wasn't easy. We launched our 7th iteration, only our 7th iteration, then we launched it. And now we are on our 12th to 13th iteration already with some new features in there. So I thank you for the platform to share. If anyone wants to connect or talk more, I'll be more than pleased. And thank you all.